I don't like harems, I'm just good at marathoning them and then talking shit about them. I'm Pretzelpow, and this is a review on Kamigami no Asobi.
おい、妖精さん。
アポロンさん、バルドルさん。
おはよう。おはよう、妖精さん。
おはようございます。お二人とも今日は早いですね。
あがらいしもう一度永遠の先へ。
Kamigami no Asobi was adapted into an anime in 2014 from the Otome game. It's a reverse harem situated in a school created to teach 8 lucky gods about the human world in order to strengthen the relationship between gods and humans. Our protagonist, Yuriko Tsunagi, is the only human among them and is there to teach them the ways of human emotions. Oh yeah, and if you don't understand it, they're trapped in school forever, and if you damage the school, you turn into a statue. Oh, the school, everyone! The main character, Yui, is our classic everyone is my Tomodachi's and everyone will be my Tomodachi's. She's the only human, and of course the rest are beautiful gods, which are from different origins in mythology, such as Greek, Norse, Egyptian, and Japanese. The Greek gods are as follows. Apollon is the standard happy dude, and Hades, being the lord of the underworld, is of course introverted and quiet. The first Nordic god our main character meets is Loki, a prankster who comes off pretty much just as an annoying prick at first. Then we meet Balder, who's gentle and slightly clumsy. However, I'm surprised the fool doesn't magically sprout cushions for his prince was the last to fall upon, since everything loves him so bloody much. Moving on to Japanese gods, there's the water one, Takuro Totsuka, who is pretty cool, and his brother Tsukito Totsuka, the moon dude who has a bunny, so automatically is in my good books. And finally there's the Egyptian god. Thoth is kind of amusing in his own way and should probably win a sarcasm award for his retelling of Cinderella. And then there's Anubis, though I'm not sure he only appears till later and talks like a Pokemon, so if you're into that kind of thing, you know. As for side characters, you have 3 gods and a sack of sand. At first I didn't realise and assumed that both dinosaurs and Thor were part of the harem. Turns out no, you can only date 6 of these douchebags. Heck, you can even date the teacher and the dog. Can't date the 2 hot supporting characters? So there you go, moving on to supporting characters, we have Dionysus. He likes gardening and is rightly so more interested in grapes than in the main character. Next there's Thor, close friends with Loki and Balder. He has to put up with their crap and so therefore is probably the nicest dude on the planet. And finally there's Zeus, the reckless principal of the school who changes between a young boy and a middle-aged cool dad depending on his mood. And the rest of the students are purely there because Zeus is like, well, got for the school somehow. And oh yes, of course we couldn't have an anime like this without an annoying mascot. This guy is probably the most pointless and useless piece of shit ever. He's supposed to be there to support her, but when shit actually goes down he just buggers off. I mean, he's not even cute, he might as well have been a can of baked beans because it wouldn't have made any difference.
やっと来たか。
誰？
ここだここ。よ。
The anime is only 12 episodes long and I think the plot fits in quite snugly. Nothing felt that rushed in terms of storytelling and they managed to somewhat subtly build Balder's character. Speaking of character development, although there was a good amount of development for the main characters, it was obvious which ones were supposed to be the favourites in the series, aka Apollon, Balder and Loki, as most of the plot revolves around them, and other than that there was no development for some characters. Another point worth mentioning is that although the dog is a dateable character, he gets next to no screen time, and doesn't even get time with the main character. Although I'm not a fan of his character personally, I have a feeling it would be annoying for viewers who actually played the game or who liked him. They spread the character screen time over the show quite well, but seem to have completely disregarded this one character. What also kind of confused me is how the main character is so clueless as to what was going on with the god's history. Like, technically she could have read about it when she found out she'd be spending 24/7 with these dudes. Saying. Zeus is kind of unnecessarily douchey at times, and in the end his reveal motives kind of didn't make sense. Generally, animation was well done. Nothing spectacular, but nothing terrible. To put it bluntly, they paced themselves well, as the quality never dipped, and this is certainly thanks to the short series. The characters were always well drawn, and the backgrounds always done to a high degree. I'm not even going to mention the transformation sequence, because not going to lie, it shook the very ground I stood upon. However, despite all this, the anime was sometimes pretty painful to watch, especially around episodes 4 to 6. You know, sometimes the pain makes you delirious and you start to just laugh at anything. To be honest, there were a few enjoyable moments for me, and I'm not really sure why. I suppose there was just way too much focus on Boulder and Lockie, and when that wasn't going down, the main character was constantly put into awkward situations with the guys, aka unnecessary fan service. We already know the characters are good looking, you don't have to rub it in our faces. What really killed this anime for me, however, was the ending. It ended on a heavy hint for season 2, which I doubt will ever happen, and I feel like they could have ended the anime much more tactfully. Now, I'm not sure if they did this because this is what happens in the game, but either way, I feel like even I could have ended this anime better. I'd also like to mention the sphere which the characters initially had to fill. It would have been nice to have seen this being used to show progression in the story, however it ended up being forgotten about until the penultimate episode. Overall, this anime was poorly handled. It could have been a lot more emotional and a lot better told had they made just a few changes. Although it was generally fun to watch, there was definitely room for improvement, which results in me awarding this anime a very average 5 out of 10.
望み聞くよ聞かせて満タンの星空願いを託そうありふれた言葉がきらめき出す瞬間気づくだろう求めてたもの確かな真実に
そう指輪のせいだからな仕方ないんだからな
あんなに近くにいるならとっととキスしちゃえばいい。
どうしてお前たちまでそういう自分こそ